Lobster. Let's talk about it. Also known as sea roaches. So check this out. Back in the day, lobster was considered poor people food. If your family was eating lobster, they'd look down on you. They were so plentiful, especially in the mid-Atlantic region. Lobster was only fed to like slaves and prisoners. But then something happened. It was called the invention of the railroad. When the railroad was invented, then you can have high-speed travel throughout the country. Or it was high speed at that time, right? Like high speed in comparison to a fucking horse and buggy. Horses get tired and shit. They gotta eat. Trains ain't gotta eat. Trains ain't gotta sleep, but the animals do. Anyway, they were able to move produce and supplies and equipment to the middle of the country. And what they started doing was they said, hey, this fucking slave food over here, this slave prisoner food, this shit we only giving to the fucking criminals and the slaves. What if we tell people in the Midwest and the West Coast that this was a delicacy in New England? They won't even know it's really a roach. So I know all animals that exist in water are usually bigger, right? The mammals that live in the sea are the biggest mammals on earth. So are the bugs. These are bugs. They are just like insects. They're invertebrates, meaning they have an exoskeleton instead of a vertebrae, just like insects. They have a non-circulatory system, just like insects. They don't have a respiratory system, just like insects. They are just bugs that live in the water, and they're bigger because everything in the sea is bigger. Now, I'm not speaking against lobster. I was eating lobster this time yesterday. I was eating these big ass delicious bugs, but I'm just saying. All right, so they say, hey, what if we give these slave bugs to the people in the Midwest and tell them it's a delicacy? They won't know no better. And it worked. And they had a huge marketing campaign to people who didn't live in the Mid-Atlantic region to tell them that lobsters were delicious. And it was things that the rich people ate in New York and in Boston, when really the rich people would not have been caught dead eating a lobster at the time. The marketing around the lobster blew up, and then people wanted it so much, and it was a huge demand across the country. And then it started to be like that around the world. And chefs found different ways to cook them too, because shit, if we can make money off these cheap ass lobsters, think about the margin. It was slave food, so they're getting it for slave food prices, but they were able to charge a premium for it. So that markup incentivized chefs to find different ways to cook it. And they found that if you cook them while they're alive, they taste better. And that's probably inhumane, boiling something alive, right? But whatever, people seem to enjoy it. And so they found different ways to make it more delicious, and the marketing around it was so elegant that it actually became a delicacy, and it caught on to the point where it started to catch on even back in Maine and the mid-Atlantic region, where they were so plentiful. Like, these motherfuckers used to wash up on the sea, and then poor ass people would scoop them up and get laughed at. But now, because there was money in them, it wasn't like that no more. People was scooping them up, shipping them around the country. And then it got to the point where even people in the indigenous regions started to look at them like they were delicacy over time. So it's really just a testament to how powerful marketing is. And the prisoners, there's articles written about how it was inhumane to feed prisoners lobsters. Like, they're feeding these prisoners lobsters. We got to do something better for these prisoners. I swear to God. And the marketing was so powerful that it made them want the lobsters. That's the power of marketing. If you understand these principles, imagine what that would do for your business if you knew how to manipulate public perception in a way to make your products or service more valuable. You think you'd make more money off that? You think you'd be able to help your business out? This is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about in Baller Mindset. So you best hit that link in the description and check it out.